In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to turn a table of data from AirTable into a controllable slider full of testimonials. To start with, this table has multiple fields. We have names, titles, logos, employers, the highlight that we want to display, and then some extra information just so that we can keep track of what these are. You'll want to choose names that you're able to type for these fields because we're going to have to reference them in our code. Once your table is built and you have all of the data you want, then we'll get building. For our app, we're going to use Vue.js, which lets us make a simple one-page app. In order to do this, you're going to need the app ID of your Airtable base, which you can find in the API section of the base that you're going to be using, as well as your app key. I'm using a read-only key, which you can do by having a separate Airtable account and allowing yourself permission to bases that you can only read. This way, if your key is displayed, like in this scenario, anyone who tries to use it can only read data and can't change any of it. So once you have your app ID and you get your API key, you'll be good to go. Using the simple boilerplate, I've also included that I just want to use the grid view for the endorsements page because our database has more than one page. And once all of this is ready, we can start building out what our testimonials will look like. Now that the app is set up, I just have to have a div for my app. In this, we're going to want to pull in the array of testimonials. Since we're using Vue, this is simple. I'm going to be splitting up the data into two columns, which I've placed into two separate divs. Anything that's related to the company and anything that's related to the person who's endorsing. We have the image, which is a logo, so we want to pull in our logo, as well as, in a separate section, pull in who the employer is. For the person who stated the testimonial, we want to have the highlight, so the best text from the source material, as well as the name of the person who said it and what their role was. To make the most of our application, I also want to have some navigation to go back and forward so that we can see each one at a time. For that, I'm going to have a separate little JavaScript file just for navigation. For the look and feel, just going to have a lot of flexbox to put everything into place so that each testimonial starts out as a row and each of the sections inside of it is going to be a column so that everything floats just the way we want it.